Deep in the foothills of the Greater Caucasus Mountains, where Russia meets Azerbaijan, lies a small and proud Lezgin village, the southernmost settlement of Russia. Here, time flows differently. The air smells of wild thyme and mountain honey, and the rhythm of daily life follows the rise and fall of the sun, not the ticking of a clock. This is a world where tradition still reigns, and every meal is a celebration of culture and endurance. Morning in the mountain village. The first rays of dawn spill over the sharp peaks of the Caucasus, bathing the valley in a soft golden light. Roosters crow from behind stone fences, and smoke begins to rise from the chimneys of stone houses with wooden rows. Zirma, a middle-aged Lezgin woman, wraps her colorful scarf around her head and steps outside her home. The mountain air is cold and crisp, and her blood turns into clouds. As she looks at the narrow cobbled street below, her neighbors are already awake. Some are feeding their sheep, others leading their cows to pasture. Life in this southernmost Russian village is humble but full of dignity. Electricity came only a decade ago, and the internet connection is weak. Yet, for Zirma and her family, happiness lies in the small things: a healthy flock, good harvest, and a warm table full of homemade dishes. Today is special. Her eldest son, Miret, is returning from Makhachkala, where he studies at the university. To welcome him, Zirma has decided to cook traditional Lezgin dishes: Chudu, the national meat cake, and Hindkal, a beloved mountain delicacy of soft dough pieces served with garlic sauce and boiled meat. The heartbeat of tradition, preparing the Chudu. The kitchen is the heart of every Lezgin home. Zirma lights the wood stove. The crackle of fire fills the room with warmth. On a wooden table, she lays out flour, salt, water, and a bowl of minced meat mixed with herbs and onions. There are no fancy ingredients here, just simplicity and centuries-old recipes passed down from mothers to daughters. Real Chudu must be made by hand, she says with pride, kneading the dough rhythmically. Her daughter, Amina, watches closely, trying to memorize every movement. The dough then rolled out into thin circles, soft as silk. Zirma spreads the meat filling inside, folds it carefully, and seals the edges before placing the cakes on a cast iron pan. The smell that fills the kitchen is mouth-watering: roasted meat, golden dough, and the smoky scent of the wood fire. Each Chudu is brushed with butter and stacked neatly on a plate. Amina sneaks a bit, and her mother laughs. That is the best part of cooking, tasting before the guests arrive. Outside, the village is slowly waking up to the sound of bells and laughter. Children run between the houses, chasing each other, their voices echoing across the valley. An old shepherd walks by, leaning on his stick, nodding politely through his thick white beard. Hindkal, the soul of the mountains. After finishing the Chudu, Zirma begins the second dish, Hindkal. This meal is sacred to every Dagestani family, but each ethnic group prepares it differently. The Lezgins make it with square pieces of dough, boiled until soft, and served with meat and a strong garlic sauce. In a large pot, she boils chunks of lamb with bay leaves and black pepper. The aroma fills the house. Meanwhile, Amina rolls the dough into a thin sheet and cuts it into small squares. They fall into the boiling water one by one, puffing up gently. Garlic, yogurt, and a little vinegar are mixed into a spicy sauce that brings the dish to life. The table is set with fresh herbs, homemade cheese, and a pot of strong mountain tea. The family believes that no meal is complete without tea. It warms the soul and gathers everyone together. Miret returns home. By noon, a car engine echoes through the valley, a rare sound in this remote area. Miret steps out, tall and smiling, carrying a small sidecase. His mother rushes to hug him. "You've grown thinner," he says, touching his face. "City life doesn't feed you like the mountains do." Inside, the table is ready, steaming Chudu stacked high, a large dish of Hindkal, and bowls of sauce and fresh vegetables. The family gathers, their laughter filling the house. The first bit of Chudu melts in Mirade's mouth, crispy outside, juicy inside. No restaurant in the city can make this, he says, and everyone loss. During lunch, the conversation flows easily. They talk about university, about the old days, about how the world beyond the mountains feels strange and distant. For Myriad, the village is not just home, it is identity, history, and roots. The village afternoon. After the meal, the family walks to the river that flows just beyond the village. The water is clear and sea, coming straight from the mountain springs. On the opposite bank, shepherds lead their flocks uphill, the sound of bells echoing across the cliffs. The southern sun warms the stones, and the smell of herbs fills the air. Life here is slow, but that slowness is its beauty. There is time to think, to talk, to simply exist. For the Lezgins, connection to the land is sacred. Every tree, every rock, every mountain peak carries the memory of ancestors who lived and died here. In the distance, an old mosque stands on a hill. Its green dome glows under the sunlight. A few elderly men sit nearby, discussing the news of the week, sipping tea from small glasses. News travels slowly here, but no one minds. The people of this village measure time in seasons, not in minutes. Evening reflections. As the sun sets behind the mountains, the sky turns crimson and gold. The family gathers on the porch. Zirma pours tea into small cups, adding homemade jam to each. The day is ending peacefully, just as it began. The village glows softly under the evening light, smoke rising from the chimneys, dogs barking in the distance, a cowbell echoing faintly from the hills. Myriad looks around, feeling the weight of silence and belonging. He realizes that while cities change, rush, and forget, the village remains. It is the living memory of his people. Will you ever come back for good? His mother asks quietly. He smiles. One day, yes, because no matter where I go, my heart stays here, in these mountains, in your kitchen, with the smell of Chudu and Hindkal. Legacy of the Lezgin land. Life in the southernmost village of Russia is not easy. Winters are harsh, and the roads often close. But the Lezgins endure. Their strength lies in unity, in their traditions, and in their food. Every dish tells a story, of ancestors, of resilience, of love. The Chudu and Hindkal are more than meals, they are the language of the mountains, the poetry of survival. In every bit, one can taste the pride of a people who have lived for centuries between stone and sky. As the night falls and stars scatter over the dark peaks, the village goes silent once more. Only the whisper of the wind remains, carrying the scent of smoke and fresh breath across the valleys, a quiet reminder that far from the modern world, life here still beats with the tumultuous heart of the Caucasus.